face, I swear!
I couldn't stop myself.
Wait, you're telling me she owns the contract? Marcus's voice cracked as the reporter's words hit him like thunder. Cameras flashed. His boss, now his lover, froze beside him, her smile faltering. The screen behind them blazed with one name, Leah Reynolds. His ex-wife, the woman he'd left when their son was sick. The woman he thought would never amount to more than a dreamer. Now the world knew her as the powerhouse behind a $750 million deal. His world, his choices, collapsing in real time. This is the story of the man who traded love for ambition and lost everything. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Hit the like button and drop your city name in the comments so we can see how far our story travels. It was a quiet morning in Atlanta, the kind that carried promise. Marcus Reynolds stood before his mirror, straightening his tie for the third time. A rising executive at a construction firm, he was the picture of ambition. Polished, confident, and certain that his life was heading exactly where he wanted it to go. To the outside world, Marcus had it all. A beautiful wife, Leah, and a bright 6-year-old son who idolized him. Their home sat in a quiet, tree-lined neighborhood, proof of years of hard work and late nights. Leah, a black woman with a quiet fire in her spirit, had built her own design firm from the ground up. It started in a small rented studio where she worked long nights sketching, pitching, and dreaming of something greater. Few knew the scale of what she was building. Even fewer cared to ask. Marcus, distracted by corporate ambition and the subtle pressure to fit into an image his mostly white colleagues approved of, often dismissed her passion as a side project. Still, Leah smiled through it. She loved him. She believed in their marriage, in the family they had built despite whispers and stares from those who thought she didn't fit the picture. She carried her burdens quietly, knowing that success for a black woman came with invisible weight. But things were changing. Leah's designs had caught the eye of a major developer, a deal that could redefine her entire career. She hadn't told Marcus yet. She wanted it to be a surprise. She imagined his pride, the sparkle in his eyes when he realized what she had accomplished. Yet as Marcus left for work that morning, something in his tone, distant, distracted, made her heart sink. She couldn't know that the walls of their perfect life were already cracking. And soon, beneath the surface of love and ambition, betrayal would begin to take shape. The deal Leah had been waiting for finally came through. Her firm, her dream, had just been awarded a $750 million urban redevelopment contract. It was one of the most significant diversity-led design projects in the country. This milestone could change not just her life, but the future of her entire community. The news came through an email one afternoon, while Marcus was at work. Leah sat at her desk, trembling with disbelief. Years of rejection, late nights, and subtle racism in boardrooms had led to this moment. She wanted to scream with joy, but she didn't. She tried to tell Marcus in person. That evening, when he returned home, something was different. His tone was colder. His smile, forced. He had spent the day at lunch with his new boss, Victoria, a powerful woman known for her influence in the industry. Marcus had been chasing a promotion for months, and Victoria's interest seemed to promise everything he'd dreamed of. But that interest came with expectations, unspoken, dangerous ones. At first, Leah thought he was just stressed, but soon the emotional distance became impossible to ignore. The late nights, the missed dinners, the hushed phone calls. Then came the confrontation. Marcus wanted a divorce. No explanation, just a chilling confession. We've grown apart. Leah was shattered. Their son, Daniel, had been sick for weeks, and she begged him to reconsider for their child's sake. But Marcus was already gone, lost in the illusion of a new life filled with wealth, power, and status. Days turned into weeks. Leah focused on her work, on her son, trying to keep herself from collapsing under the weight of betrayal. She hadn't yet announced her massive contract publicly. She was still preparing the press release. Meanwhile, Marcus moved in with Victoria, flaunting his new relationship across social media. His old friends whispered that he had traded up, that his new partner fit the image of success better. But karma has a way of rewriting stories. Just a few weeks later, Marcus attended a high-profile industry event with Victoria. Cameras flashed, journalists surrounded them, and then, across the giant projector screen, appeared the breaking news headline, "Leah Reynolds' firm secures historic $750 million federal development deal." Gasps echoed through the hall. Reporters turned their cameras toward Marcus, his face draining of color. Victoria froze, realization dawning that the woman her new lover had discarded was now the most powerful name in the very industry they operated in. The irony cut deep. But the pain wasn't over. Leah wasn't celebrating, not yet. Her son's condition had worsened, and now she faced raising him alone while the world suddenly wanted her attention. Fame and power had arrived, but love and trust had vanished. And as Marcus watched her on the news that night, graceful, composed, radiant, something inside him twisted. He had made the biggest mistake of his life. The moment came when Marcus finally tried to reach her. He showed up unannounced at Leah's office, dressed in his best suit, wearing the same practiced smile that once charmed her. The cameras outside had already begun to circle. Everyone wanted a statement, a photo, a headline. But Leah wasn't the same woman he left behind. She stood taller now, her silence sharper than any words. He tried to speak, his voice shaking. "Leah, I didn't know." But she stopped him with a look. Behind her, walls of framed designs told the story of her rise, the empire he had dismissed as a hobby. On her desk lay a family photo, her and Daniel, smiling, strong, surviving. The weight of what he had thrown away hit him all at once. "Daniel's treatment is going well," she said softly, her voice steady. "He asks about you sometimes. I tell him you're busy." It was a simple sentence, but it crushed him. Marcus realized that no promotion, no affair, no amount of money could erase what he had lost. The loyalty of a woman who had loved him through everything, and the chance to be the father his son needed. Outside, reporters called her name as flashbulbs lit the lobby. Leah turned away, calm and unshaken, stepping into her car as the doors closed. Marcus stood there watching her drive off, a man left behind, haunted by the realization that his betrayal had cost him everything. Dear audience, where are you watching from? Drop your city name in the comments! Leah's company became a national symbol of progress, a black woman leading one of the most significant redevelopment projects in America. Her designs transformed neglected neighborhoods into thriving communities, creating jobs and opportunities for people who had long been forgotten. But beneath her calm strength was a quiet ache, a scar left by betrayal, and a longing for what her family could have been. Marcus, on the other hand, watched from a distance as everything around him unraveled. His affair with Victoria crumbled when his career took a nosedive. His credibility was shattered after the media uncovered the scandal behind their relationship. The same industry that once praised him has now turned its back on him. Alone and unemployed, he saw Leah on television, standing at a podium, her son by her side. Daniel had recovered, smiling proudly as his mother spoke about resilience, love, and the power of faith. Her voice trembled slightly as she ended her speech. Success means nothing if it isn't built on integrity. I learned that the hard way, but sometimes losing what you thought you needed makes space for what you truly deserve. The audience rose in applause. Marcus watched through tear-filled eyes, realizing too late that the woman he abandoned had not only survived, she had risen higher than he ever imagined. And as the applause echoed through the hall, one truth lingered like a whisper: racism. Greed and pride may divide, but love, perseverance, and dignity always rebuild. How many more hearts must be broken before humanity learns to see beyond color and ego?